what did he tell you? He must have seen the promo, right?
Yeah. He just said I looked stunning. So I was like, yeah, okay, thanks. It's heartbreaking, what the system is and how the system functions. It is just so disturbing. And how much can we really do? He loves Urdu poetry and Sher Shayari, and he knows everything by heart. Hello, I pleaded, I girgirowed in his office. I was on the floor saying, I am not going out of this office till you give me this film. Hi, this is Sayani. You're watching the best Bollywood Hungama. Do subscribe and hit the bell icon.
We have this fantastic actress, Sayani Gupta, one of my personal favorite actresses. What she brings to the table is simply incredible. If you look at her, you wouldn't realize that she is capable of all this and so much more. Pleasure having you back on Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you, Faridoon. It's so nice to come back and
thank you so much. And you've delivered an amazing performance in Article 15. It's not an easy film to do. It's not an easy character to play. Tell us the journey of Article 15 for you.
Well, when I read the script, which was in January, and I was Anubhav sir wanted to work with me, and this was for his last film that is still not out. And unfortunately, it didn't happen. It couldn't have happened because of dates, etc. I was traveling. And then he was quite insistent that he wanted to work. And, I kept consoling him. I was like, yeah, we'll work together when the time is right and the film is right and all of that. And then finally, I had the time to come meet him in Jan. And while I was promoting 4 More Shots, and he said, how are your dates, looking like? And I said, I don't have dates till June. She was like, oh, too bad. And that's when I had seen the cutouts of Article 15 and Ayushmann's photos in his, like talking like this, it was on his wall. And so he gave me a little bit of not a narration, but a brief about the story. And I was like, really? You're trying to do this film? And it's quite incredible. It sounded very, very brave. And then he was like, yeah, but unfortunately you don't have dates. I was like, yeah. So as I'm talking to him, I got a message, and I was supposed to do this Bengali film. And I got a message that saying that the film is not happening. So I was like, you know what? My dates, I think, just opened up. And he's like, oh. So he called me the next day or the next day, and he's like, did you say that you have dates now? How's your March and April looking? And I went back and I was like, I think I have the dates. So he's like, okay, I'm sending you a script right now. Just read it and tell me what you feel. And I was shooting. I came back home. I read the script. And I'm telling you, I couldn't put it down. I was crying and I was smiling and I was just overwhelmed with a gamut of emotions because for after ages, Faridoon, I was reading a script which was so tight, so crisp, so entertaining and so well balanced. The writing was just kadak. I was like, my God, how have you managed to do this? And we read scripts pretty often, right? And very, very few times you get a script which is this good. And I called him. It was like 3:30 in the night. And I called him. Obviously, he didn't pick up. I was like, what am I doing? I'm not even, this is not a professional way to behave, calling a director in the middle of the night. Because I was like, I just had to tell him, I was crying and all of that. So I sent him a long message just telling him that, I just want to support the film. It didn't matter what the part was or whatever. I was just, thank you for writing this. And then he said, I'm looking, oh, so would you like to do Gora? And I was like, my God, what a great part. And that's how it happened. He was a little apprehensive though, because I was looking like this, promoting 4 More Shots. And so he was seeing my Instagram and he's like, how am I going to imagine you like this and, in Gora, as Gora? So I was like, huh. So I showed him a little clipping from Parched, and I said, see this. And he's like, he took the phone and he's like, who's this? I said, listen. He's like, oh, so he's like, I don't know how you do it, but great. And then we did a little look test and he was convinced. It was a very good look test. So that's how the part happened, He had seen my work earlier. So thankfully I didn't have to audition. But yeah, that's how it happened. And we're all very proud of the film. It's once in a while you are part of a film that has a bigger intention. It's very, very important in today's day and age. To be this brave and make that part of your narrative and journey and your artistic.
It's a bold film, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, at the premiere yesterday, Shah Rukh Khan was there and you met him. You've always liked him and you've spoken about him, yeah. So what did he say after watching the film?
He didn't watch the film. He had to leave. He came to support Anubhav sir, and but he had a flight to catch, so he unfortunately didn't watch the film. But he will watch it. Like he watches the films in his own theatre in Mannat, so hopefully he'll watch the films.
So what did he tell you? He must have seen the promo, right?
Yeah. He just said I looked stunning, so I was like, yeah, okay, thanks. but we met. In fact, every time we meet, there are like so many people right around. The last time I met him, I remember we were in Calcutta International Film Festival, and there were these like so many people, and we still managed to hug and like share like a few like what's happening and like little bit. But yesterday there was like nobody, so it was great because we actually got time to chat and just linger the hug a little longer.
All right, so your Instagram was made. Okay,
Yeah.
so very, I think, important character at the same time. It's a very revolutionary character that you're playing. एक आपका सीन में आप बोलती हैं कि that हमने भी नागरिक शास्त्र पढ़ा हुआ है and you talk about Bhagat Singh and your love interest is Zishan Ayub, who's obviously in a way based on Bhagat Singh as well. He just twirls that mustache.
That's actually Chandrasekhar.
Chandrasekhar Azad.
Yeah. No, Chandrasekhar, the Dalit activist and leader.
I think in a way the base
It's
of
a
all
mix
of them.
and many people.
But I think the base of any revolutionary tends to be Bhagat Singh in a way, and your character tells that as well कि उतना नागरिक शास्त्र हमने भी पढ़ा है. उसमें विश्वास रखना कितना जरूरी था उस किरदार में? There's a politics around it. There's a politics around it.
So ऐसी फिल्म में आप तभी करते हो जब आप उस पॉलिटिक्स में विश्वास रखते हो. और ये ऐसी, मैं इसीलिए बोल रही थी, ऐसी कहानी है और ऐसा स्क्रिप्ट है जिसपे अगर हर इंसान जो कैमरा के सामने है, कैमरा के पीछे है, उनका इसमें फेथ नहीं होता ना, और ये कहानी बोलना नहीं चाहते, तो इतना कन्विक्शन से वो बाहर उभर के आ नहीं पाता. We were completely sold, this is our politics, this is what we want to say, and I've always believed that how better can you say something than through your work. Because we are also very lucky because we are artists, and we have a voice, and this is our voice. You don't have to go and sit on a morcha or become an activist. The kind of politics you believe in has to be reflected through the work you do,
right,
and through the characters you play, and every character that I play or I have picked till now in a way reflect my personal politics. Be it a jolly, be it Hina Siddiqui in a jolly, or Damini in a FOMO shots, or Gaura in Article 15, these are my individual politics, and these are the voices, these are the women that I would want to portray because I feel they deserve representation in mainstream, and I have friends who are activists and who work in Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand at the ground level with people, with Adivasis, with the Dalits, and it feels very wrong to just talk like this because it's very superficial. But I know people who do work over there, and handle ground realities, and it's heartbreaking, what the system is and how the system functions. It is just so disturbing, and how much can we really do? But what we can do is just make that part of our day-to-day dialogue through the work we do, through the films we make,
Yeah.
And that's why it was very, very important. So when I play Gaura, I come from, and people ask me, did you have to do research or, prep? How do you prep for the... But I was like, my day-to-day in life, Shayoni likes to read about all of this. And so that's part of my research, right? I am aware of what's happening, what are they doing, what are the problems in a way that these guys face, and it's definitely, I feel that we should have a little better understanding and awareness about the marginalized section of the population.
Definitely. Coming back to your character, you say a lot through your eyes. It's anyways, I think the lighting is very interesting in the film, and you totally look like a villager, and you behave like one, and your body language is totally your body language is totally that of a villager. And having known you, I'm not surprised because I know what sort of actress you are. But वो एनर्जी थी आप में, आपके किरदार में, जो each time when it comes on screen, there's a certain amount of energy, that helplessness, yet there is a bit of hope.
Yeah, and I think she's very brave, Faridoon. I think the character is, because a lot of people can go through a whirlwind, and a storm, and still come back, because they are so centered. And I think she's a very centered character. And I think that energy and hope also comes from Zishan's character. That she is completely besotted by this guy, but because of the, you know, वो जो aura है ना, and जो एक वो अंदर की जो light है, and I think that's so strong in Zishan's character, right? So she really looks up to him and she's like, you know, this is what I have to be, and I get all the energy I need from him. And finally, whatever happens in the film, she's going crazy, but she still has hope. And she's still optimistic in a way. And I think that's a great quality about Gaura. Having said that, you know, she is vulnerable at many, many places, but she has a spine of steel, I feel.
All right, and it's a unique film. You have Bob Dylan as well as you have Pash.
Yeah.
I personally feel that's a deadly combination. If you can do that, the writing is spellbinding.
Yeah.
So,
also, Anubhav sir he's very learned and he's very, very well read, and he loves Urdu poetry and Sher Shairi, and he knows everything by heart. And he went to Aligarh Muslim University, AMU, and I think that's when he got exposed to poetry, you know. And so these guys would constantly be talking about Pash and Faiz throughout, you know, and Kabir, and it was such a the whole atmosphere was like that, you know. सब इधर से कोई ऐसे पाश की लाइनें बोल रहा है, वहाँ से कोई फैज कोट कर रहा है, तो you're like, wow, what is going on, guys? It was beautiful.
Okay, and a film like this, a lot of mileage in a way, because Ayushmann Khurrana is part of it, considering the sort of film that he's doing right now.
Yeah.
And I think he's delivered a fantastic performance as well.
He's fabulous.
So how important is it for mainstream actors who are stars to support such films?
You know, I had thought, when I knew Ayushmann was doing the film, I had thought that, oh, it's really great of Ayushmann to say yes to a film like this. And I was telling Sir, I was like, you know, I'm so glad Ayushmann, and my respect for him has gone up, because, you know, I was like, I'm so glad he said yes to the film. And Ayushmann overheard me saying this, and Ayushmann was like, hello, I pleaded, I girgir out in his office. I was on the floor saying, I am not going out of this office till you give me this film. And that is the mark of a brilliant mind. Because I think Ayushmann is brilliant when it comes to his choice of work, right? Choice of scripts. And he does it instinctively. But he is one of the very, very, very few people we have in the industry who's at a certain position of power and still making these choices, because he wants to make what we were just talking about. He wants to make, he wants to be a responsible artist, you know. He wants his body of work to reflect his conscientious mind, you know, from all the, you know, he's doing obviously a Badhai Ho and an Andhadhun and an Article 15 at the same time. These are different kinds of films. But they're all trying to say something. They're all trying to push the status quo a little bit in different ways, you know. And that he's fabulous, like, you know, because of that. And I think everyone should do it, but everyone's, I guess, you know, people have different kinds of perspectives, and they want to play it safe, I guess. And but I think, you know, unless and until you take risks, the payoff is also higher when you're taking risks.
Absolutely.
I mean, now I'm sure a lot of people, when they see Andhadhun, they were like, oh, we wish we were in that film. But I think somebody who has that understanding, and I think that depth, Ayushmann has a very, very fine depth to him. You know, he's a very centered human being. He's बहुत ज़मीन से जुड़ा हुआ आदमी है, बहुत अच्छा लड़का है. And I think that centeredness actually helps him to choose, because he's really aware, like 360-degree aware, you know. So he has a sense of what is good, what is bad, what will work, what will not work, that kind of sense also.
Sure.
Hi, this is Sayani. You're watching the best Bollywood Hungama. Do subscribe and hit the bell icon.